I don't give a fuck.
I might as well just retire.
Islam Makhachev, you're done, buddy. See, Islam Makhachev is in a really bad pickle here because, first of all, he can't put on weight going up to 170. He's struggling to put on weight, which we'll get to. Also, his only two options is Ilia Topuria, who he's not going to fight, he ran from, or Della Maddalena, who is also a stylistic nightmare. So we'll get into all of this in today's video, but we'll start with the fact that he cannot put on weight. And this is he's not eating enough burgers and steaks. Now, Islam Makhachev says he is barely able to bulk for welterweight and has only added 2 kg so far, which is about, 4 pounds? He says, I'm trying to get bigger, but it's not easy, man. All my life I've been cutting weight. Now that I want to bulk up and not be a weight bully, my weight just stays the same. I'm lifting more and following a strength program and injecting my ass with steroids, but so far I've only gained maybe 2 kilograms. It's tough, but I don't want to just gain weight by eating junk and not training. I want to add real muscle so I could have a physicality advantage over all my opponents, clean muscle through proper lifting and training. Fight week will definitely be more enjoyable now. When I fought at lightweight, the whole team used to say that I was a weight bully and that I should stop eating so much. No, he didn't say it. Around me to support me. I always told them, guys, eat. Don't suffer because of me. Now I'm going to eat with the whole team. We got to eat with the whole team, boys. We're going to eat with the whole team. As for going back to lightweight, who knows? He's not going back to lightweight, guys. Like, you guys swore up and down. No, you don't understand. He's not running from Ilia. He's just going to move up to welterweight. He's going to do his thing and he's going to come back. No, he's not. And I've seen, I want to say it's Lucas Tracy. I've seen Lucas Tracy have a pretty good idea of they should do some sort of 165 catch weight thing. Maybe do like the 165, like maybe do like a pound for pound belt or something. It might be too gimmicky, but maybe just do it as like a one-time thing. Like the UFC pound for pound title, 165 or maybe 160, whatever weight you want to do. I think that's perfect, right? Because he says, look, as for going back to lightweight, who knows? If something interesting comes up, maybe. So this guy was tweeting about how, Ilia, why don't you go win your fight? Let's actually go to the tweet because it's here, right? He says, let's scroll down. Difference between me and you. So he's talking about Ilia, obviously, right? And this is probably what Ali Abdullah Sloozbag, whatever the kid's name is. Difference between me and you. That I cleaned top list in my division. This might be Islam because of the language. Move to next. But you ran away from 2 contenders who had consecutive 5 to 9 wins in featherweight. So I believe he's talking about Movsar Evloev and Diego Lopez. Woo, he ran from Movsar Evloev, guys. Oh my God. Movsar Evloev? Oh my God. Ilia would have got killed by Evloev. Get the fuck out of here. You are nobody in lightweight division. Just a big mouth from Spain with nice haircut. Go get 1 W and we can talk, boy. If Ilia was black, that'd be extremely racist. But he's not. No, all jokes aside, though, he got the W, and you're still talking about, and I don't know, maybe if this came out after, if this quote about him struggling, this might have came out before Ilia won. But, all of this happened before Ilia won. He tweeted this May 15th. This quote came out before Ilia won, so his energy is a bit different. He's saying, go get a W and we can talk. He's saying, I just don't understand the energy here. It's actually pretty funny if you notice, like, he's tweeting about UFC 317, like, 2-1 Dariush, and what a fight, crazy flyweights. And then it's just like, he does not tweet again. Like, the main event happens, and he's like, yeah, peace, I'm out. Oh, shit, he actually flatline KO'd a guy that I subbed. Yeah, I'm out of here. So, all jokes aside, though, look, at the end of the day, I do think Islam Makhachev is making a big mistake. And, we can break down how a fight between him and JDM will go and him and Ilia. So I'll start with him and JDM since that is seemingly the next fight. I just think JDM fucks him up. And I've already done separate videos on this. I truly think stylistically JDM, it comes down to this. Craig Jones, size, and KO power, really, is the 3. I think Craig Jones and the Craig Jones system is phenomenal. We saw Volkanovski, who is much smaller than JDM, have a lot of success against Islam Makhachev because he had Craig Jones in his corner. Obviously, I think Craig Jones will probably be in JDM's corner. If not, he will definitely work with him in this camp. Again, I think the Craig Jones formula and system is phenomenal. It's this anti-Dagestani thing where it does focus on, defending the chokes and stuff. But also, what I like is these guys, they're taught to not just be content. Yeah, just lay on the ground and look at the clock. And, JDM, what I liked in the Bilal Muhammad fight is he didn't, allow himself to be on bottom. Even in round, I want to say round 5 when Bilal got the takedown, in round 4. There was a point in round 4 or 5 where he got taken down by Bilal. And he didn't care. He got up. Even if it was in the later rounds, he could have said, you know what, I'm up 3-0. Let me just give this round away. Let me look at the clock. Let me just get a breather. No, he said, fuck that. I'm getting up and I'm going to go for the finish, even still in the later rounds. So that's what I like about the Craig Jones system is it's a lack of, okay, we're not just going to allow you to be content with these positions. We're going to allow you to actively try to get out of them. And if you end up in these positions, like when Makhachev was on the back of Volkanovski, you're going to know how to defend these chokes. You're going to know how to even do damage. Makhachev, he was getting hit with little shots from Volk. Volk was throwing little shots back. The Craig Jones system is perfect, in my opinion, to go against Dagestanis. Now let's talk about the physicality. Simply put, Makhachev is not going to be stronger or bigger than Jack Della Maddalena. He's not going to have a physicality advantage over him. JDM is a welterweight. He looks like a zombie on the scales. He also has a granite chin, which might not play much of a factor because I don't think Makhachev. I don't even if JDM had a decent chin, not a granite one, but he seems to have a granite chin. But even if he had a really solid chin, I still don't think Makhachev would KO him. I wouldn't say Makhachev would KO a Leon Edwards, for example. That's just me personally. He'd sub him. He definitely would beat Leon because he's shit. But he wouldn't KO him, I don't think. But I think JDM is just going to have that physicality advantage. He's durable. He can take... There is a difference, and I know people said, oh, well, when Ilia moves to 155, the 155ers are going to be able to eat his shots more because... There's a difference between when you KO a bunch of featherweights and then when you move up. But that's a 10-pound difference. That's why I always thought that was a stupid narrative because that's a 10-pound difference. 155 to 170 is a 15-pound difference. That's 5 extra pounds of muscle, 5 extra pounds of fat, 5 extra pounds of fucking JDM Australian beef. So, I truly believe Islam Makhachev, he's not going to be able to out-physicality. I don't know if that's a word, but he's not going to be stronger than JDM. His shots won't do as much damage as they would to a guy like Volkanovski, who's a featherweight and who ate clean shots from Makhachev, by the way. I'm just saying. My point is, I think JDM is going to be too big for Makhachev. Just like Dana White. Well, I was going to say just like Dana White's too big for John Jones, but that's what is Dana White got a big... Anyways, what are we saying here? Finally, KO power. We've seen Makhachev face guys with KO power, but again, 170. JDM's power, greater than guys like Poirier, greater than guys like Charles Oliveira, greater than guys like, I don't know, who else? Moicano. Who else does he face? Arman Sarukian. I mean, when you really think about it, Islam Makhachev's legacy is kind of a sham. I'm kidding, but... He has more power than anyone Makhachev has ever faced. Makhachev has never faced a guy like Ilia Topuria, or guys like that who have that sort of insane intangible of that one-punch KO power. Now, JDM, I actually think he doesn't have as much one-punch power as Ilia Topuria, which we'll get to that. But he still has wicked power. He still has those shots that will maul your face. The way that Bilal had a broken orbital, split on his lip, busted, his nose was like this. He had the same nose as JDM after the fight. I think JDM, he might not have that KO power, but man, does he fuck your face up with his fucking fist, bro. It's actually insane. So I just think Makhachev is not going to be able to eat those shots. He's not going to bully JDM. And, look, he's got the jiu-jitsu. Don't get me wrong. He's got the jiu-jitsu, but is he going to have the same squeeze when JDM is a 170-pounder? That's the whole point. And I think JDM's smart enough to not get caught in those stupid positions like Moicano did, where Moicano just allowed himself to get put in a darce. I'm not saying Moicano just gave his neck up, but he kind of gave his fucking neck up. I think JDM is a lot smarter than those guys. He's a lot stronger than those guys. And he's not content. JDM gets up. He has wicked get-ups. That's the whole point. So, on the feet, I don't think Makhachev is that special to bully JDM or really go forward. He's also not that great on the back foot. And I just think a guy like JDM If he's walking you down, JDM is decent on the back foot even. JDM can skate around. Like, his footwork is really good against Belal. And I think that's why Belal couldn't get his takedowns off. JDM kept stuffing them, but he kept moving. So, I think Makhachev is going to have a big issue with JDM. Is there ways for him to win? Yes. I think he could catch JDM with a Darce or something. Or I just think it's going to be too difficult. I think there's too many advantages on team. Look, Makhachev, yes. Does he have better jiu-jitsu? Yeah. Does he have better fucking cardio? Like, does he even have better cardio? I'm not sure. This is the problem. He only really has better jiu-jitsu. That would be his only advantage. But his jiu-jitsu is not super elite to where, dude, if Makhachev puts you in a bad position, it's fucked. No. Volk has survived 5 rounds with Makhachev on his back. Dustin Poirier survived a lot, like 4 or 5 rounds. It was only the 5th round he got subbed, but he survived 4 rounds with Makhachev putting him in bad positions on the ground. I've seen guys survive against Islam Makhachev. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, if Makhachev, if he gets you don't want to be there with him. If he gets you to the ground, it's over. No, we're not doing Joe Rogan shit here. Makhachev, he's not some machine on the ground to where it's over instantly. JDM is smart enough, he's wise enough, and he's strong enough to not get subbed by Islam Makhachev. That's it. He's not going to sub him. He's not. Now let's talk about the Ilia Topuria fight, because I believe, and this is just my opinion, Ilia is a tougher fight for Makhachev than JDM is. He's got grappling. He's got good jiu-jitsu, really good jiu-jitsu. I think his strength is good enough to not get completely bullied by Makhachev, though I do think Makhachev would definitely have the strength advantage. He's got one-punch KO power. He's got wicked footwork. Like, come on. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. It's true. No one's ever done that to Charles. Charles is eating shots from Justin Gaethje, bro, and Dustin Poirier, bro, and even Makhachev dropped him. Makhachev, by the way, will never do what Ilia Topuria has done to his last 3 opponents ever in his career. The best Makhachev will give you is a fucking Darce choke against Moicano. But nonetheless, all jokes aside, like, Ilia Topuria is flatline KOing people of all styles. Guys like Charles Oliveira, who, he's going to go forward and blah, 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 KOs him. Volume punchers like Max Holloway KOs him. It doesn't matter. He's proven that his style works against all other styles. So I believe on the feet, it's just, like, what? Unless Makhachev catches him with like an insane head kick, I just can't see that. I really just can't see Ilia just... We've seen Max Holloway try the kicks. I actually think, this is my take, kicks are a very dumb strategy against Ilia because he times them extremely well. He times your kicks. I've noticed that. Like, against Max Holloway is the best example. When Max Holloway, he starts to get a couple of stomps off, a couple of little low kicks off, but eventually Ilia, he timed it. Okay, you hit me with a stomp, right hand. Okay, you hit me with a left hand. Okay, right hook. He timed it perfectly. So I think stomps and like kicks is not the best. Like, I don't think that's the best strategy, man. That's me personally, because I've seen him nullify people's kicks. Now, I think Makhachev will probably... I mean, that is kind of his game. Makhachev does have a very similar sort of kickboxing style approach where he kind of hangs back. He doesn't really like to get in the pocket. But I've seen Makhachev in the pocket. I've seen how awful and sloppy he could look in the pocket. This guy, sometimes he throws shots like a baby. I'm sorry, bro. In the pocket, he looks awful. He can't really fight off the back foot super well. Against the cage, I've seen Makhachev get backed up against the cage against guys like Volkanovski. I've seen Makhachev stumbled by guys like Volkanovski. I'm sorry, man. I just think on the feet, it's there's not much he could do. On the ground, I've seen, again, I don't want to keep doing the whole MMA math thing, but this is the best way you can break down these fights because really, there's no other way to tell other than just MMA math. I mean, I could see here and I could say, well, I think Makhachev, Makhachev, he's probably going to do this. Well, at the end of the day, let's just go off of what he has done and what he does do in his fights. And the only way I can do that is by taking his older fights as examples. And from what I've seen lesser guys, the guys with less jiu-jitsu than Ilia, survive on the ground. I've already mentioned this, but Dustin Poirier, Volkanovski. So again, I think Ilia will survive on the ground. He's not going to put himself in dumb positions. He reversed a fucking takedown midair against Charles Oliveira and went for a crucifix and got it and got out of a leg lock all in within a minute. This guy is really comfortable on the ground. He's really smart on the ground. He thinks at a different level in the cage. So I think on the ground he's going to be fine. And I think once it gets standing, I mean, I just think Ilya's style is too perfect to counteract Makhachev's, man. I just think I see more holes in Makhachev's game than Ilya's. That's just what it comes down to. Again, it's one of those where you can kind of only just go off of what you've seen. And at the end of the day, look, Ilya's 28, JDM is 28 as well. And Makhachev, he's what, 33, 34? Had some bad weight cuts before, seems like. I mean, he looks like a zombie on the scales. I just don't trust Islam Makhachev, who's in his 30s, against two guys who are in their 20s, like Ilia and JDM. I don't trust him to, I'm going to throw a spinning wheel kick in my game. No, I just don't. No, that's just not how it goes, bro. Ilia, 28, still got a lot of years left to learn things. He's not even in his prime yet, I don't think. What are we doing here? Makhachev, he doesn't really got a chance against these two. And Makhachev, you're cooked. Like and sub. Become a member in the description if you agree with my analysis on Islam Makhachev. And look, here's the thing as well. I did the outro a little bit too soon. Here's the thing as well. If he moves to welterweight, and even if he beats JDM, you still got the entire welterweight division waiting, knocking at your door. And that's probably the most stacked division. It might be the most stacked welterweight division of all time. Like, if you look at the previous eras of welterweight, it's way more stacked now. So, Makhachev, you're cooked, buddy. See you guys. Peace.